Welcome to BNEWS Weekly. I'm Phil Gallagher, along with BNEWS reporters Tad Stefanak and John Vias, Peter Brown with the weather, Gretchen Carey with the community calendar, and Anthony Matos with sports. Thank you for joining us. The Woburn schools have been closed for a full week as a result of a teacher's strike. The strike began the evening of Friday, January 27th, following an impasse in negotiations with the Woburn School Committee and Mayor Scott Galvin. The meeting has gone on for nearly every day since. It has been reiterated in the course of the standoff that it is illegal for public employees in Massachusetts to strike, and the state has filed an injunction against the Woburn Teachers Association and issued fines of $40,000, and then with an increase of $5,000 each day the strike continues. The Burlington Educators Association has shown their support for the WTA and higher living wages. Along with a dozen other communities, the BEA was part of an incredible turnout of solidarity for Woburn teachers on the picket line. BEA President Sean Musselman noted many Woburn teachers live in Burlington and vice versa, teaching and living across the communities, saying it's important for us to come together and support each other. Our communities, while separated by borders, are deeply interconnected. Police Chief Brown announced his support of a statement on the death of Tyree Nichols released by the Middlesex County Chiefs of Police Association. The association represents 54 municipal departments, including Burlington. The statement expressed how saddened and horrified their members are by what occurred in Memphis. The chiefs who comprise the association believe that no one is above the law, and including and especially those sworn to protect the communities they serve, and expect the legal process to run its course as this incident is investigated and prosecuted. The statement included a pledge to continue to earn community trust and to rebuild the trust that will be lost as a result of the actions of the officers involved in this incident. Chief Brown welcomes any questions from the Burlington community on the operations of the Burlington Department. The $15 million project to install PFAS filters at the Mill Pond Reservoir has been delayed. Initially, the PFAS filters were to be operational around the end of February. However, due to weather, the contractor has reset the project completion to around the end of March and has started working weekends since the delay was known. The DPW is hoping for no further delays with the project. Once the filters are operational, the water source is set to have non-detectable PFAS levels. Brian White has recently taken over as director of the Burlington DPW. BNews reporter Tad Stefanak met with the new department head and has this report.
The town of Burlington has a new DPW director, Brian White. Whether at his office at the Town Hall Annex or the new DPW garage facility, Brian brings years of experience to the position. With a degree in engineering and a master's in civil engineering, Brian has 14 years' experience as Burlington's assistant town engineer and has worked as the operations manager.
Yeah, the biggest challenge for me was working in engineering. It was a tight group. I mean, typically there's only 4 to 6 of us. We're really close. Going from working with 4 or 5 people on a daily basis to 60 plus. There's always something going on, diving into budgets and getting more involved with contracts.
When most people think about the DPW, they think snow removal.
Trying to figure out the forecast. This winter is one of those where even though it rains out, if the temperatures drop at night, there might not be any snow, but you got to worry about icing. So we like to be out a little bit ahead of time to stay ahead of it.
It's ultimately been easy because the guys have been, we have such professionals there that handle the snow and ice. We're looking for 3 special equipment operators within the highway division, so we're short-staffed, but the guys are still able to get everything done that's needed. So they've ultimately, every crew that's involved with snow and ice made my transition to director all that much easier.
Brian White is looking forward to a long career as Burlington's DPW director.
I'm committed to the people of Burlington. I love the town. I've grown up here, so I started the Burlington school system in 2nd grade. My parents still live here. Still got family and friends that live and work here. So I have a deep connection with Burlington, almost 20 years of working with the town.
Just excited to be to take on this new role, and
Hopefully, if all the stars align, that this will be my last stop.
Burlington has a place in my heart.
From the Burlington Town Hall Annex and the DPW Maintenance Garage, I'm BNews reporter Tad Stefanak.
In other DPW news, Burlington was recently awarded a GAP Energy grant specifically targeted toward improving energy efficiencies at water treatment facilities. The grant is administered by the Mass Department of Environmental Protection, which operates the initiative under its Clean Energy Results program. The DPW is taking the opportunity to install the first townside solar project on the roof of the Mill Pond Water Treatment Plant in combination with new weatherization and window stripping measures. The grant will cover $177,000 or 90% of the costs. After a couple of snow delays, January's town meeting was held last Monday. The body voted to postpone an article for a new electronic sign on the town common at the corner of Bedford Street and Cambridge Street. The new sign would reflect the town hall aesthetics and replace the wooden poles where informational banners are hung. Select Board Chair Nick Priest presented that modernizing to an electric sign would allow for multiple messages to be displayed, as well as real-time updates and emergency notifications. There is demand for use of signposts, and the banner system can only carry one message at a time. The banners that hang there can have poor visibility and are subject to the elements. Driving concerns were addressed by the town administrator, Paul Sagarino, saying the police department traffic division determined that it was not a distraction in that location for that type of sign. Funding for the sign would come from the American Rescue Plan Act. The town has until halfway through FY25 to spend the remaining ARPA funds. Members expressed that they believe the sign is a good idea but lack details, and the article was postponed. Town meeting voted in favor of authorizing the Select Board to enter into a waste collection disposal agreement for up to 5 years. 5 years requires town meeting approval. The current very favorable contract ends this June. Burlington is working with Tewksbury and Tingsboro to possibly negotiate a multi-town arrangement. However, an increase is expected for the May operating budget as a result. Town meeting also unanimously approved a $25,000 warrant article to contract an outside review of the town and school cybersecurity practices for 1 year. A vendor from the state bid list will review what Burlington is doing and make recommendations. Steve Morin, chair of the Information Systems Security Advisory Committee, ISAC, explained that it is essential that every town and school department have an incident response plan, along with rehearsals of these plans in case of a cyber attack, so response and recovery can be fast and effective. Morin stated that the funding provided by this warrant article will move all town entities forward in creating these plans and addressing gaps in current defense and recovery measures. Burlington High's robotics team, Devilbotz 2876, are in the midst of their build season, preparing for 2 major competitions in 2023. John Vias caught up with the team to see how their preparations are coming along.
Future pioneers in modern technology, the Burlington High School Robotics Club, Devilbotz 2876, are hard at work, researching, sawing, hammering, and wiring. These students are in the process of creating their next big robot that'll be shown off at 2 major competitions in 2023.
Our main competitions this year are the first weekend of March and the third weekend of March, and that's where we compete. There's about 40 other teams, and it's a huge arena, basically the size of a basketball court. We compete with a bunch of other teams in like a 3v3 type tournament, and it's a really fun experience. So every year we get a new set of game pieces, which is like the challenge for the year. And this year, one of the challenges is that you need a balance on a platform that kind of wiggles or wobbles. So we have code working that will actually work in the background and use a gyroscope to balance the robot automatically on the platform.
What we're working on in there is an arm that will raise and lower an intake system. So they're completely different things. That one is something that the robot can balance on, while the thing in there is an arm that will help maneuver a different part of our robot.
Building a robot doesn't just happen overnight. It takes an extensive amount of hours and investment, and a like-minded team of students, teachers, and mentors, from the drawing board up to circuits, gears, and all.
Yeah, so it takes a lot of different things to prepare for the competition. During the build season, we meet about 17 hours a week to prepare and develop our systems. That involves a whole lot of different tasks, starting from the design and the prototype phase, through the computer-aided design phase, which is like digital design on computers, into our manufacturing in the shop back here, into programming, into drive practice. So it's really a long process.
And craftsmanship is only half the process, as there's a business side to the team when it comes to preparing for the next big event.
We have like food sponsorship. We got to start that in the fall because like our build season, I don't know if you mentioned it, starts in January. So that's when we have 17-hour work weeks. So we need that food on Saturdays, where it's like an 8-hour work week. So we start planning that ahead. We apply for grants and sponsorships in fall. And then we need to get t-shirts for the new members that come in every year. That also starts in the fall throughout. We're still working on it right now. Social media, we always plan that out. Every week we send out something so everybody can see. So it's a lot of planning in between, but yeah, pretty consistent.
From the lower library at Burlington High School, this is John Vias for BNEWS.
What an impressive group. The India Association of Greater Boston held a celebration of the 74th Republic Day at BHS. I was on the scene to check out some of the festivities along with John Vias. Let's have a look.
India Association of Greater Boston returned to the halls of Burlington High School on Saturday, January 28th to celebrate Republic Day, the anniversary of the date on which the Constitution of India came into effect. With plenty of activities and shops around the halls, embracing the best of Indian culture, from jewelry and fashion to arts and crafts and food. BNews anchor Phil Gallagher was on the scene to check out some of the festivities IAGB had to offer.
What does Republic Day mean to you and your family and in the Indian American community?
I mean, Republic Day is basically the Constitution was written in 1950 and implemented and everything, and then it talks about how the freedom and speech as we talk about here. So Indian Americans, you become American. It's a historic event which happened after the independence, which took place in 1947.
How do they get such wonderful colors out of cotton and shiny colors, for instance?
They use dyes, fruit dyes or pure organic dyes to dye all the colors.
Is there significance to the amount of colors that are in Indians' women's clothing?
Colors are significance of happiness and charm.
So you're running also the art exhibit here today? Or
Yes,
the art competition?
art competition, yeah. We have categories from kindergarten to high school, plus we have adults as well, 18 and above. So we have at least like 30 participants right now. And there are actually, that competition is going on. It's kind of live right now.
We're looking at 3D printing, one of the vendors that are here today, and you are part of a non-profit?
That's right. IIT Association of Greater New England, IIT Agni. So we are alumni of the Indian Institute of Technology in India. And we are interested in promoting STEM education, especially for children.
Republic Day is one of the biggest American Indian celebratory events in the greater Boston area, and you can catch full coverage coming soon to BCAT's public channel. From Burlington High School with Phil Gallagher, this is John Vias for BNews.
The event was back, of course, after the pandemic, but that was the 21st year that Burlington has hosted the event. There's been a bit more than a chill in the air this week. Let's turn to BNews meteorologist Peter Brown to see if it's going to warm up. And stay tuned for your community calendar with Gretchen Carey.
Well, hello everyone, this is Peter Brown with your weather for the next 7 days. Here we are heading in towards February. I know it's hard to believe. We are actually going to be looking ahead towards spring very soon here. As we get in towards the end of the period next week, we should be seeing temperatures on next Thursday around the mid to upper 30s, and we're going to be, again, no surprise, warmer than that, probably ending out the period in the mid 40s. Getting into February, our length of day keeps getting longer and longer, and actually on Friday, our sun will be setting after 5 p.m., so we will not be seeing any sunsets before 5 p.m. until we get into next November. So that's some great news. And looking at our temperature map, they're looking at us to have a large chance of above average temperatures. Now, it is definitely not going to be feeling like that Friday and Saturday, but our temperatures are actually going to rebound fairly well as we get in towards the start of next work week. Looking at our precipitation chances, we're looking at a chance of near to above average precipitation, but that is not going to be including much snow at all, if any, here in the Burlington area. For that first week of February, which is usually so stormy here in the New England area, we are going to be seeing a small storm system moving by to our south, but it looks like it's only going to be throwing us some rain showers, so we're not going to have to face any big-time blizzards. Very dangerous wind chills, especially getting into early Saturday morning. We're going to be seeing our lows around -8 to -10. Wind chills near -40 to -45. Thereafter, true to form this winter, our temperatures are going to rebound way up. Sunday, actually above average to near 40 with some spotty rain, maybe some mixed snowflakes in there. We start out our work week on Monday. We're going to see that trend continue, maybe some spotty rain and snow showers, temperatures around 40. That good weather is going to continue into Tuesday. We're going to see a little bit of an Arctic shot come in here on Wednesday, but thereafter the temperatures go back up into the mid-40s before we see another chance for rain coming into the Burlington area late next week. So everyone, get out there, bundle up, enjoy the weather, and have a great week.
Hi, I'm Lori Glantz from Caldwell Banker Realty and HelpIs. I wanted to let you guys know that we're doing our 3rd annual teddy bear drive. We're asking everyone to donate new teddy bears. These teddy bears will go to children who are fighting serious illness or homelessness. We are looking to collect 1,000 teddy bears by February 9th. If you're looking to donate a bear, you can feel free to drop them by our office. Again, we're right next to the True North Coffee Shop. We also have the Little House of Kindness that you can drop your bears in, and you can ship them to our office at 202 Cambridge Street in Burlington. Or if you would just like to make a donation, you can Venmo me, or you can feel free to come into our office, say hi, make a donation in cash or check. We'd appreciate anything that you could help us out with. Thank you. Remember, your kindness is powerful.
Hey everybody, I'm Gretchen Carey, and this is your community calendar. On February 5th from 3 to 4:15 p.m., the Burlington Public Library will be having a Zoom event called Northern Renaissance Painting, From Camping to Bosch. Pre-registration is required for this Zoom event. For more information and to register, go to burlingtonpubliclibrary.org. On February 8th at 7 p.m., the Made in Burlington store is having a Love and Luck wood decor workshop. For more information and to register, go to the following website. On February 9th, from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m., Fogo de Chao at the Burlington Mall is holding a carnival celebration. For more information, go to burlingtonareachamberofcommerce.org. I'm Gretchen Carey, and that was your community calendar.
Well, this is Friday. If we get to -8, we will break a low record established in 1961. Apparently, there'll be no golf today. Another exciting week of Red Devil action as another school record was broken. Anthony Matos has the latest and caught up with the latest Red Devil record breaker.
Hey everyone, I'm Anthony Matos in this weekly sports report. Welcome to February, the final month of the Red Devil regular season. Girls and boys basketball had a game against the Wilmington Wildcats on January 27th. The boys had the lead in the entire game before closing out with a 72-40 final. As for the girls, they started off with a lead in the first and second. At the half, the score was 26-19. Burlington fell behind on the court in the third and fourth as Wilmington prevailed 49-30. 4 days later, both teams were back on the court at BHS for a game against the Stoneham Spartans on January 31st. The girls had a monster game against the Spartans as they scored 67 points in a 67-46 victory. In addition, senior and captain Olivia Pena became the Lady Devils basketball all-time leading scorer in BHS history with 887 points. The record was previously held by Karen Grutchfield, a class of 1981. I got to talk with Olivia and Coach McKay about this accomplishment.
So Liv, you broke the scoring record. Just talk about that real quick.
It's just an amazing feeling. I mean, as a kid, it's always been my dream to have a scoring record and always competing for 1,000 points and stuff like that. So I mean, to hold the record, it's unreal.
So just talk about the win today. It was a big one over Stoneham.
Yeah, it was a good win. I mean, we lost to Stoneham early on in the season. They were our second game, and it was an upset. But I mean, we've been working hard ever since, and we were really preparing the day before. So we really worked hard for this win.
So Liv just broke the scoring record. Just talk a little bit about that. How proud of you.
Well, it was one of those things before the season, it's inevitable. You knew that she was destined to do that. I know that she still has higher goals for herself, but hopefully she'll take the time to be proud of herself because that is a lot of hard work, a lot of hours in the gym, especially off season. So, she put in the work and I'm glad she got the reward.
The Stoneham Spartans came to the boys' game with a plan against Burlington. The Red Devils had the lead going into half. However, the team would taste defeat as the Spartans took control of the game in the third and fourth, 73-64 Stoneham. The girls are now 5-9 and the boys are 12-3. Girls hockey had a shutout victory against Belmont 3-0 on January 28th. The boys were in Tewksbury on the 29th where they lost 3-1. The girls are 8-4-2 and the boys are 2-8-2. The games against the Woburn Tanners have been postponed. Both track teams competed in their final regular season meets against Wilmington on January 26th at the track at New Balance and clinched the Middlesex League Freedom Division title. Both of their teams won with the ladies 61-39 and the boys 76-24. You can check out the entire results at bcattv.org/sports. A number of school records were broken for the Red Devil track, and they had the opportunity to do it during the Division III Relay Championship. We caught up with Coach Carr and the athletes who were a part of it.
On the weekend of January 20th, the Red Devil track team competed in the Division III Relay Championship. 3 school records were broken that day, including shuttle hurdles, the long jump, and indoor pole vault.
I think we suspected our shuttle hurdle team probably was in the mix for a record. We knew it was a good team. They ran a great time and broke the school record. Long jump, we didn't even realize that night. So when I got home in the morning, I looked over the results and realized they tied at 17.94 centimeters, exactly to the centimeter. So that was sort of unexpected, and they took second place overall. And as a team at relays, we won the entire thing.
The athletes couldn't have been prouder of their accomplishments, including winning it all at the championship.
Anyone who breaks the record, so much respect. It's like such a good team to be part of. I'm glad I can leave my mark in this school before I go. And yeah, I'm just happy I was finally able to do it.
Yeah, it was just a great meet overall, and just being part of a team, especially a relay, takes hard work from everybody to pull off a school record like that, and it was just great being part of that.
Even though we're seniors and we're leaving the school, it's nice to have a record that's going to stay at the school for hopefully someone breaks it eventually, but it's going to stay at the school for a while.
To get the school record after nearly getting it last year is very accomplishing for us.
Yeah, we definitely came in last year after quitting basketball, so we were very new to the hurdling. We didn't really have the skills last year to get the record, but we kept working for a whole year, and now we got to the point where we got 4 really good kids who just worked together and got the record.
I'm Robert Paris for BNEWS Sports.
The girls finished the regular season at 4-1 and the boys undefeated at 5-0. Seniors Tyler Callahan, Patrick Gray, Elijah Walensky, Anthony Abbott, Connor Herrera, and juniors Colin Irwin, Dylan Giles, and Julian Sacca have all qualified for the MIA Division III Championship on February 19th. The girls competed the MSTCA Coaches Invitational on January 28th at the Reggie Lewis Track Center in Boston. You can check out the full results at bcattv.org/sports. Both teams will be back at the Middlesex League 12 Championship meet on February 6th. The Burlington wrestling team competed against 29 of the schools during the Capital City Classic in New Hampshire on January 28th. The Devils came in 25th place out of 29th with 35 points. Ahmad Kiswani placed 3rd in the 195 weight class. For the full list of results, go to bcattv.org/sports. Senior Molly Maroney also placed 3rd in the Phillips Andover Girls Wrestling Tournament on January 29th. As of this taping, the team is on the road meet against Keefe Technical High School. Burlington is 6-9. Red Devils Swimming are competing in the league meet on February 2nd at Bentley College. As of this taping, the meet is underway. Lady Devils had their final home meet of the season against the combined team of Wilmington and Bedford on January 31st. Burlington came out victorious with a 140.1 to 139 score. The Devils moved to 6-1 and will compete in Stoneham on February 7th. Red Devil Gymnastics had a meet at Newton North on January 25th against Braintree and Newton North. Burlington came in first place with 126.9 points, Newton North with 114.4, and Braintree with 111.3. Burlington will have their final regular season meet of the season on February 3rd. This meet will be live streamed as part of BCAT TV's Game of the Week on our BCAT TV Facebook page at 7 p.m. The Devils are 4-0. That's all for now. I'm Anthony Matos. Back to you guys in the studio.
Another week, another photo to highlight. This week's photo was sent in to us by Mary Leach, who captured this beautiful reflection at Mill Pond Reservoir. Recent rain has helped to replenish the reservoir, creating a deep blue palette for sky reflections, and it's great to see it getting not quite full, but getting fuller. Thank you for the photo, Mary. We'd like to see your photos. They could be of your outdoor activities, family and pets, the weather, sights around town, or anything else you'd like to share. Email your photos to bcat@bcattv.org with the subject line Photo of the Week. Lastly, a reminder from Town Clerk Amy Warfield, if you want to get involved in local government, there is still time to take out papers and run for town office. The deadline for taking out nomination papers for the 2023 town election is Wednesday, February 8th at 5 p.m., and the papers must be returned by Friday, February 10 at 1 p.m. There's a full list of townwide seats and town meeting seats that are open on the town clerk's website. You can also find a list of who has already taken out papers and has returned them. Okay, that's it from the news desk here at BNEWS Weekly. I'm Phil Gallagher, along with Tad Stefanak, John Vias, Robert Paris, Peter Brown, Gretchen Carey, and Anthony Matos. Thank you for joining us.